Hi, this is James Shrug with Westpac London's end of day report for Tuesday, 2nd of April. A positive day on the equity markets, a very solid day actually in Europe after the 4-day Easter break. No fresh bad news over the weekend, and Cyprus managed to negotiate an extension in terms of the time that it's got to achieve its budget deficit reduction targets as part of the bailout that was agreed last week. This was in negotiations between the finance minister and the troika of ECB, EU and IMF officials, negotiating the fine detail that's still to be approved by EU finance ministers on the 4th of April. The finance minister of Cyprus subsequently resigned related to his chairmanship of one of the troubled banks in Cyprus. Nevertheless, that was seen as a positive. European unemployment hit a new all-time high of 12%. The steady German unemployment rate of 5.4% was offset by rising unemployment in France and Spain, although Italy was down a tick. But we're looking at, in Spain, at 26.3% unemployment, France is on 10.8%, Italy 11.6%. The UK figures today, we saw a second consecutive sub 50 reading for the factory PMI in March. That's an indication that the UK economy is still struggling in the early part of 2013 to lift itself out of the contractionary state that it was in the end of 2012. Mortgage data was weak as well today in February figures, the lowest number of approvals since September last year. In the US, we had a weaker New York area business survey. That follows the ISM national factory index that was quite a bit softer yesterday. But economic optimism, consumer sentiment in the first reading for April recovered much of its March decline, and factory goods orders were up 3%, with non-durables up 0.8% on top of the previously reported 5.5% rise in the durables component. They are the main news stories today. The equity markets in Europe posted gains of between 1 and 2% in the major markets. The US is currently up 2/3%, with the Dow at, 14,669 at the moment. Commodities saw gold prices down 1.5%, with risks seemingly having abated just a little bit in Europe, probably just temporarily, of course. We saw the gold price down 1.5% at $1,576 an ounce. Oil and copper a little changed. I mean, the oil price is $97.10 a barrel. The Aussie dollar is at 1.046 against the US dollar at the moment. It's been a little bit, it was down, almost hit 1.05 today. It's pulled back a bit from there, but still up from where it was last week. We've got, and that's a reflection too of the improved risk appetite that we've seen in markets since Easter. We've got Australian trade figures coming out later today or Wednesday, and that'll provide a bit of local direction to markets. That's it from me today. I'll be back again tomorrow.